I'm sitting in Kat's backyard in Knob Creek, Kentucky. Kat grew up here in Bullitt County. Just over the hill back that way is Fort Knox. 10 miles over to the west is the Ohio River. About 20 miles north is Louisville, Kentucky. This is a real rural part of the county. In fact, we don't have any cell service here. I was first on this piece of land here, I guess maybe 31 years ago. Kat and I had just met a few months earlier at Cumberland College. But in that summer of 1981, I was singing with a missions team, and we were doing a concert in New Albany, Indiana, just across the river. And since Kat was fairly close by, it was decided that I would drive down and pick her up and take her back to the church for the concert. But not being familiar with the area, I couldn't find a house. Now, none of that would be a problem now with a cell phone and a GPS, but in the moment, I couldn't call her and let her know that I was lost, nor call back to the church. I eventually gave up and went back to the church, but I was about 20 minutes late. They were worried. They were publicly praying for me in the service that I hadn't had some sort of accident. Of course, throughout the evening, I was really distracted because Kat had no idea why I hadn't picked her up. After the concert, I was able to call Kat back, and being young, drove back down here to her parents' house so that I could see her. It's good to remember stories like that. I enjoy coming here, returning to where we grew up and reconnecting with family members. However, not to be morbid, but all of this can be taken away. So while enjoying visiting with family very much, I'm looking beyond what this gives to what cannot be taken. Paul prayed, "For this reason I bow my knees before the Father, from whom every family in heaven and on earth is named, that according to the riches of his glory he may grant you to be strengthened with power through his Spirit in your inner being, so that Christ may dwell in your hearts through faith, and that you, being rooted and grounded in love, may have strength to comprehend with all the saints what is the breadth and length and height and depth, and to know the love of Christ that surpasses knowledge, that you may be filled with all the fullness of God." I know some of your stories. You are learning a few of mine. But regardless of whether you have such a place as this, with family still around, and whether your stories provoke grief or joy, your ultimate security is found in being rooted and grounded in the love of Christ. Kat and I are really looking forward to get back home to Richmond so that we can be pursuing together being rooted and grounded in Christ. This Sunday morning we'll be worshiping with my parents where I grew up, and then we'll pile in the car and head back, and I'm looking forward to being in the office on Monday. God bless you, and we'll see you soon.